Hey everybody, this is Brenda Devine from Purpose 8 Institute, and you're listening to my podcast, Living a Life of Purpose, where we discuss the importance of purpose in our everyday lives. Discovering and living out your purpose keeps you focused on God's purpose. That is sharing the good news of salvation with others. This podcast is for people like me, still searching for the answers to who am I and why am I here? You and I were designed and created by God for purpose, and we have much to do. You can listen and subscribe to my podcast, Living a Life of Purpose with Brenda Devine on Anchor and all other podcast platforms. Hey, this is Brenda Devine from Purpose 8 Institute. Hey, thank you for joining me for another episode of my podcast, Living a Life of Purpose. So today's topic is our imaginations. So a couple of weeks ago, I had one of these aha moments. So I'm driving in my car, and I like to have the radio turned off so I can listen to God. I can do some thinking without any noise. And I noticed that I was thinking through either a problem or something I wanted to do. And I noticed that the first thought that came up into my head as a response was negative. And then I'm like, wait a minute, why is that the first response? And then I started thinking, okay, I'm going to pay attention to this. And so again, another opportunity pops up and I'm going, all right, there's another negative thought. Why am I immediately going to the negative thought instead of the positive thought? And then I started thinking about my life, which has been really blessed and full of love. But also it's been full of anxiety and stress. And I started thinking that negative response has to do with that. It's sort of like a trigger, like I don't even get a chance to follow through on the thought, and then automatically here comes this negative thought. My imagination goes to the negative thought. And what I want to do is I want to have positive thoughts. I want to use my energy for good and not for bad. Because when I started thinking about it more, I realized how much energy I put into negative thoughts and negative imaginations, going over old challenges and tasks and conversations, and even conversations that I expect to have. And I'm going, wait a minute. This is a waste of time. God has already brought you through these things. You don't need to waste your time on this. This is time that you could be doing what God has asked to do you. It's not bringing you any joy. It's reminding you of what you went through. It's reminding you of something that hurts. And you don't need to go back there. God has already answered that. So I don't need to step back or think about something that happened in the past. I need to constantly keep my mind working and going towards the in front of me. I need to be keeping my mind focused on the next thing that God wants me to do, the things that He already has me to do. I don't need to waste my energy on the past, but I need to be present right now. I need to be present for what God has for me, and I need to have my mind focused on that. So I am challenging myself that every time I have a negative thought, I am going to do my best to replace it with something positive, to replace it with the praise, to replace it with a prayer, to replace it with a song, to replace it with a positive thought, to check it and say, I'm not wasting any time on negative. I'm only I'm only interested in putting my time into the positive and to moving forward to what God has called me to do. So I'm challenging myself. And if you're having these types of conversations with yourself, don't feel alone. I don't know why it happens. I just know that it does for me. And it's something that I can do something about. Because for every negative thought, every negative imagination, I can change that up. I can put something positive. I can put something good. I can offset that with something great. So I'm going to leave you with that. And this is Brenda Devine from Purpose 8 Institute. Hey, have a great day, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye. Thank you for joining me on my podcast, Living a Life of Purpose, on Anchor and all other major podcast platforms. To learn more about Purpose 8 Institute and our ministry of sharing the importance of purpose, please visit our website, www.purpose8institute.com. You can also find us on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and even TikTok. If you would like to learn more about purpose beyond this podcast, Living a Life of Purpose, you can also purchase one of my books that are available on my website, purpose8institute.com, and also on Amazon.